Okay, here's another League of Legends game coming your way, this time in the form of a post-game commentary. So, I hopefully put a warning in the title, but if not, this is your warning now. Stomp game. If you can't tell from its extremely brief duration, this is as one-sided as it gets. And here we are with definitely not Blitzcrank. So anyone want to take a stab on why I'm playing Blitz? Think back to the last video, perhaps. And the thing is, since I picked Blitz, I believe we bait someone in the enemy team into picking a specific Yordle. Hint, hint. And yeah. So anyway, there is our Jinx. This is Flux Q, by the way, if you didn't notice in the title. Our Jinx is a Platinum 2 player, while the enemy team Vayne... No, it's Cog. Enemy team Cog is a Silver 2. So, like I said, this is a Stomp. So anyway, there is Veigar. He is the other person who is needed for the arcade event. So I'm thinking because I win Blitz, he thinks, hey, I can go Veigar. If I win, both of the things are out of the way. Well, buddy, I'm in the same boat as you. So as I mentioned in the Sona game, I saw so damn many Wukongs this week. I wonder, I don't know why there's so damn many. All of a sudden the guy just had this resurgence of popularity or something, and yeah, he's all over the freaking place. And in the Sona game, I mentioned there was a Nasus game. We have the Wukong against the enemy Nasus. I was contemplating just cutting this video up into pieces for a This Week in League type thing. Like, that was the first time I played the previous one where I showed him why I stole the dragon with the Q. That was the first time I played him since his rework. This is the second time. Overall, I think the whole W change really sucks, and yeah. So, there's the Riven. Riven is the top laner, if I remember. It's Wukong that's the jungle, and I have one more game coming up where the Riven is the jungler. But there's Cog. And there's Kayn. So right here I switched to my slash and burn page. Movement speed quints, AD reds, scaling armor yellows, scaling armor blues. I'm thinking I'm not going to hit that much. I have an attack speed steroid on my W. I want pain. In case you're wondering, the only move of Blitz that skills the AD, I believe, is his E. Everything else is AP. And his passive skills off mana. So anyway, right there in chat I was clarifying, guys, you want to invade. They're good for it, and so I wasn't really that much of a fan of the Kayn pick, but based on what we see with the enemy team, it's not going to matter too much. They don't really have a tank. I mean, the closest thing they have is Wukong because of his, I think his passive is called Stone Skin or something like that, but it gives you armor and MR based on how many enemies are around him at the time. So basically, if he's in the middle of our team, he gets something like 15 armor and MR. But anyway, you'll notice Veigar and Lee have the honor level 4. I've been seeing that a lot lately. I'm kind of wondering, like, is 4 a lot easier to get than 3? Like, does it get easier as you go, and it's very hard to get the early levels as some sort of, like, punishment for being reported, or something along those lines? And the other disclaimer, since I'm not talking during the start of the game, expect some trash talk and BM. Hopefully by now, if you've been following the channel, you'll know if I'm not providing live commentary, I'm a very, very sarcastic person. And I am more than happy to kick someone when they're down. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, you'll see Wukong, Veigar, and Riven all swapped roles. The mid laner went jungle, the jungle went top, and the top went mid. So, in the Sona game, I believe it was, I mentioned, hey, the coin is the be-all, end-all when it comes to support items. Well, the shield is the best one for Blitz, I have to say. He's one of the holdouts. And depending on how the coin gets changed in the future, that may or may not change. We'll see. The nice thing about the shield anyway is the shield that it gives you later on. It's really annoying, I'll put it at that. And due to Blitz's nature, you do want to get some defensive items. Like, I go for a Knight's Vow this game. I don't get anything beyond, I don't even get it because it's that short, but yeah. So anyway, we're entering the try. Cog is right here. As soon as he falls around that turn, I know I can land the Q with 100% accuracy. Kane goes in and gets first blood, everyone gets an assist. Lee and I take some damage, and I decide to recall even though I probably didn't need to. The main reason why, if you're wondering, is Blitz's Q costs a crap load of mana, especially at like early levels. It's really, really bad. So anyway, here's the first kick in the teeth.
A rolling golem gathers no rust.
At least someone got the reference. So unfortunately I'm not really here to help with the leash, but I do manage to take a few shots for Lee to make it a little bit easier on him and deal some damage. I'm okay with taking some shots because when I start using the relic shield I will get a little bit of health back, so a couple hits, like, it's not going to even leave a mark in the grand scheme. So unfortunately Janna will make it a little bit difficult to land pulls. But once I actually start to compensate for the passive movement speed she gives, it gets kind of ugly. So right there they hit level 2, we have to be a little careful. Once we get that one, we'll hit level 2 and I go ahead and take the E second. That way once I pull someone in I can just knock them up into the air and then we can unload on them. In case you're wondering, we will get a pretty cool Wukong kill later on that's like a skeet shot. But that's a little ways away. So tanking some damage from Cog isn't really that bad early on. He doesn't really deal a lot of damage. And the other thing is, if I can get our minions to focus him, we can kind of freeze the wave over here on our turf. And then we're pretty much gank proof. I mean, the only way they could get us is either through lane or from behind our tower. So yeah, lots of fancy footwork here. I dodge their stuff, they dodge mine, and so on. So keep in mind, Janna doesn't really need to hit us with that because she is not running Spell Thief, she has a coin. Like, our best case scenario is if we can actually get her to fire it through the wave to basically push it for us. But that's, like, you can notice she's actively avoiding that now. So she's adapting, which is a lot better than I can say about a lot of the people I play with on a regular basis. Unfortunately, I didn't really look up her rank. I would not be surprised if she actually had, like, I'd assume a minimum of gold. Just because she knows that simple way to adjust things. So right there I had to use the Q to last hit the cannon. That managed to give Jinx a little bit of health, it gave her the gold for it, and we're pretty well off, I'd say. They have more health than us, yes, but that is partially because Janna has the coin. She also has the shield to skew trades in her favor. The thing is, what's going to end up happening is we have a much, much, much stronger all-in. Like, normally Blitz does not work well with Jinx, it's just when the enemy AD carry is Cog, that does change. So I believe that's the last miss.
The magic calls to me.
Now, unfortunately, the Q still has a somewhat long cooldown because I wanted to pull Janna right there. You'll notice she burned through almost all of her mana. I have to say the changes that are slated for her on the, is it the PvE? Anyway, pull Cog, knock him up, get my Bandit Gold, force his flash. They are overkill, those changes to Janna. Like, I don't even really want to call it a changing, it's just flat out gutting. So right here, Cog gets a little too overzealous. So, we pull him in, knock him up. The exhaust comes out, but it's too little too late. So Jinx goes ahead and pops the heal, I pull Cog away from her. And unfortunately we don't get to kill Janna, but we got all of their summoners there. So you can imagine it's not going to be fun for them for the next couple minutes. And I have to say the next couple minutes, because if you haven't noticed, we are halfway done with the game. Yeah. So the game is half over when we make our first back. So I want to go ahead and get the upgraded shield, that way I get a little bit of health regen. The stacks come a little bit faster, I think it's 10 seconds, and there's a higher cap. And I don't know what to get next. Like, I don't know if I want a Fairy Charm, because I don't know if I'm actually going to build anything on Blitz that has mana regen. Like, Redemption isn't really that good on him. And right here I'm just looking at the other options. Ultimately I do settle on trying to build Knights, but the game ends. So right here, Jinx is raising a red flag that she's beating the Cog a little too easy. She does have 2 whole metal levels over him. It's a Plaid versus a Silver. So right there, forcing Cog to last 2 with his Q is actually a little big. We're like right there, Wukong died. That's why I changed my mind on warding. Ultimately, I ended up, even if I were going to ward there, it's in the wrong place. We needed to ward in the river for what's about to happen. So right here, I do miss Janna. She does have her W now, so she can get out a little bit more quickly. I can still provide a little bit of zoning, but it's not like it really matters. That's the best way to describe it. So right here we pull in Janna, knock her up, silence her. The exhaust on Cog wasn't really needed. I mean, I think he got the memo early on, hey, get the hell out of here, you're in over your head. But anyway, Janna down. So here's Veigar. So right there I killed the Siege Minion to give Jinx a little bit of health to try to keep her alive. She ends up dying to the Veigar, she kills the Cog. And as soon as I see Lux here, that she's actually coming, I decide to turn around. Now unfortunately I hit the W, so my Q wouldn't, like I didn't have the mana for it. But keep in mind I have my passive, and I also have Courage of the Colossus, which I use to bait him hard. So yeah, real quick while I wait for the next recall, if you don't know how Blitz works, your passive is Mana Barrier. Once you fall below a certain threshold, you'll turn some of your mana into a shield to protect you. That's why some Blitzes will actually go heavy in the mana items like Frozen Fist, Frozen Heart, those types of things. Basically, you get a little bit more survivability. Q is your rocket grab, you fire your wrist out, you hook something in front of you and reel them back in. You basically ruin immobile guys like Cog's day with that. W is the reworked move that made me drop Blitz in the first place, because if you look at my Season 3 videos, I played him a lot. So you push that, you get a surge of movement speed, you get a surge of attack speed, and then after a period of time you overheat and then you slow down. As a result of that, that's why I always build Swifties on Cog, that way the severity of the slow is not really as much of a problem. I can understand Merc Treads because that'll reduce the duration, but I seriously cannot justify Moby Boots on him. It's just bad in my opinion, but it's like what I see all of the Blitzes do, which has me a little confused. Anyway, your E, I forgot what the move is called, but it's a knock-up. It's an auto-attack modifier, reset type thing. You will knock the enemy into the air, you deal double your base damage and attack. So here's one of those trick shots for Blitz, the diagonal pull. If you can pull it off, it's an easy kill, but due to the way the angles work, it's very, very easy for the enemy to dodge it. The good news is, since it's so easy to dodge, a lot of people actually will underestimate it and think they're safe when they're actually not. And then finally, your ult is the static discharge or something like that. You just release a surge of energy around you, it silences everything there. Also has the passive effect of randomly discharging electric currents or something into nearby enemies at random. I don't really care for the passive. The good news is the passive only works while the move is off cooldown. So right there I'm trying to do everything in my power to stop Wukong. I pulled him in. I knock him up in the air, and there's the skeet shot. So unfortunately, unlike Sona, Blitz, Soraka, and the like, Blitz is not as easy to get assists on. So you'll notice Janna dies without giving me anything, Kog gets hit by Zap, then Rocket Grab, I knock him up in the air, and then double kill for Lee. And I will get one assist there, because I don't have a shield to throw on people and stuff. So right here I was thinking, hey, we can go do Dragon, but Lee makes it fairly evident he is not interested. So I decided to go ahead and follow Jinx. So right there I go ahead and finish my shield. Here I have a change of heart. I want the Knight's Vow because it gives me health, armor, movement speed. It just seems like a really good item for Blitz, and just the tanky supports in general, which Blitz is a member of, even though there aren't as many these days, it seems. Like, Tarek seems more utility than tank, even though he was one of the best when it came to tankiness. So down goes Lux. Janna gets too close, so up she goes. One thing to mention on Blitz is since your ult only has like a 1 minute cooldown, do not be afraid to discharge it, seemingly on a whim. Now unfortunately right here I figure Wukong is stealthing in to kill Lee. I thought he was going to flash and E. Basically right there what he did. So Lee is laughing even though at that point, like after I shielded him, he had a choice. Either go in or get out. He chose neither of them, so he died. But anyway, I go ahead and use my 4 stacks. And then we can unleash Jinx on the tower. So where I'm staying is a bit of a dangerous spot. I want to pull someone who's coming in from the top side. No one actually comes, but it's one of those things I was trying to do in the event of. So right there, the quest for the support item is complete. I now have a shield. Veigar is too far forward, so I need to go put him in his place. Rocket grab, knock up. Right there, I silence Janna out of her ult. So the rocket goes and hits her, then Lux and Jinx kill her, and yeah. Like, she just picked a really bad time to ult. So, 2 more assists for me.
Precisely.
So right here, Jinx is trash talking. Lee answers her, and then like now you and my teammates are safe from me kicking people when they're down. Now, granted, because of this, well, luckily I didn't have any stacks. We could see Jinx didn't seem like she wanted to share anymore. So with the way she's doing, my win condition is basically just serve as her bodyguard, hence the Knight's Vow. So right here I grab the Kindle Gem and I go for my Swifties because I'm tired of the slowdown on my W. And I'm off. So you can see the self-slow isn't nearly as bad. And here comes the final battle. So Riven is finally joining to try to turn things around. Guys, you can stop laughing. So pull her in, knock her up, silence her, snare her, shoot her, and down she goes. So unfortunately that's the only one here where I'm getting an assist. You can see Wukong goes down, nothing for me. Here Kayn is going to kill Veigar, he gets a solo kill there, no assist for any of us. And there's the surrender. So hopefully you can see why I was thinking about cutting this video up. And I decided, you know, it's been so long since I played Blitz, let's just do the whole thing. Now, the bad news is, of course we're going to go this to Jinx first. Well, first of all, arcade event complete. 40 tickets, and 40 tickets. So, yeah, that was an S rank game. But I don't have any boxes to unlock, so I'm out of luck. But anyway, check out the graphs. I did more damage than Lux. That is so messed up. But anyway, Blitz for you guys. I'm the hero of light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.